Thank you very much. And now I would give the floor to the religious leaders, and reminding again, as we have a large number of speakers, we are trying to keep the interventions very short, to 1 minute per speaker, so that afterwards we also have a chance for a couple of questions for journalists following this. So first of all, we're doing this in alphabetical order, so let me give the floor to Metropolitan Athenagoras, the representative of the Ecumenical Patriarchate in Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Please.
Yes. So thank you very much. We shared some thoughts around the topic which was proposed, the European way of life. And I think that I can say that the good thing is that we all, representing the three monotheistic religions, together with our European leaders, we were thinking in a common spirit and agreed with all what has been said. Speaking of a European way of life, we are aware that religions have an important role to play, since we are called not only to work for a political and an economic united Europe, but also to give it a soul. Then for the topic around COVID-19, we said that this has affected everyone, but also the religious communities in various ways. And the measures taken by our respective countries, which are of course very much needed, have a huge impact on the life of our faithful. But on the other hand, we are very much aware that we must all be responsible citizens and responsible for the lives of the others. Then for the terrorist attacks, the second point, we said that education could play an important role. The relationship between education and extremism is a fact, and we have to take more profit of our religious education to initiate our young people into the diversity of religious traditions and to have more exchanges through programs supported by the European Union. Religious education should remain a priority also within our European schools. And then the third and last point, the migration issue. There we emphasize that we as religious leaders, we must work together with our political leaders to try to stop organized human trafficking. But we have also to underline that, of course, everyone, every newcomer is very welcome, but should be able to be integrated into our society and to subscribe a minimum of European principles and values. And we hope finally that the European Union will organize also a high-level meeting of young representatives of the religions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We go next to Professor Heinrich Bedford-Strohm, the Bishop of Bavaria and Chairman of the Council of the Evangelical Church of Germany.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly, yes, please.
Very good, because I do not see you. Anyway, thank you very much for this opportunity. I am very happy that we have had this meeting. It was a very constructive meeting. Let me elaborate on faith, love, and hope. I think faith and love can never be separated from each other. So it's a matter of spirituality for us that we, for example, engage in advocacy for refugees. And one point I want to make at this place really is that Europe loses its soul if we continue to watch people drowning in the Mediterranean. That is why we support civil rescue missions as churches, and we just ask the European Commission to find solutions that this dying finally ends. We should deal with migration policy. We should overcome flight causes, but we can never see that as an alternative to immediately save lives. That is the main point I want to say. My 67 seconds are over. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being so disciplined and fully engaged. Next we come to Mr. El-Yasidi, the Secretary General of the Central Council of Muslims in Germany.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, very well, and see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come together with my brothers and sisters from the different faiths and religions. We spoke about different themes. We spoke about that this pandemic brought the best in people out and showed the best in the people, but also the worst in them. We saw that there have been a lot of actions from our communities helping people in this crisis, but also we saw some kind of ignorance and some kind of disregard of healthcare and necessary distances requirements and endangerment of human beings. The other thing is that we are experiencing an epidemic-like spread of hatred and racism in Europe. Reports of anti-Semitic and anti-Muslim attacks are now almost part of everyday life in our beloved Europe. This attacks has the aim to divide the community, to divide our countries, to divide the people. We have to answer with more unity, with more respect, and I think that such possibilities to come together with religious leaders is one point to get in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your intervention. We would now have planned next Rabbi Gigi, but I see that there's connection problems with him, so we will skip him for now and try later. So we come to Cardinal Hollerich, Archbishop of Luxembourg, President of the Bishops' Conference of the European Union.
Oh, thank you very much. Europe is based on ideals, and the European way of life is part of these ideals. And the core of these ideals is the respect of the absolute dignity of every human person. And this has to be put into politics. Now, this means that the European Union has to work for the common good, but not only for the common good inside Europe, but for the common good short for all the people. And therefore, European politics must protect, must foster the dignity of any human person in the world, which means has to be translated into neighborhood policies, into politics with Africa. And I would insist with Bishop Bedford-Strohm that it must only also be shown in saving people from drowning in the Mediterranean. I agree, Europe is losing its soul in the Mediterranean. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We come to Reverend Krieger, President of the Reformed Protestant Church of Alsace and Lorraine and President of the Conference of European Churches.
Thank you very much. We are grateful for a good meeting, and many important contributions were made which showed the religious concern on social and societal issues as a core concern of their faith. I can only underline how important was the issue of migration. This is really a core issue we put forward. And on the other hand, I am also grateful that our request to participate in the Conference on the Future of Europe has been favorably received. So we are looking forward to contribute to this conference, both on the European level, CEC and COMISE, but also on the state and national level with our CEC member churches and with the national bishops' conferences of COMISE to contribute in this procedure to rediscover the democratic values of the European Union. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We come to Reverend Sarinen from the Lutheran Church of Finland.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, it works well.
Yes, thank you. First of all, for organizing this important meeting and dialogue. It is important to continue and strengthen it on all levels. And both Evangelical Lutheran of Finland and the Conference of European Churches, KEC, we are committed and look forward cooperation with both the European Commission and the European Parliament in this respect. Furthermore, churches and religious communities have a lot to offer and great value to add to the discussion about the future of Europe. Value-based, timely, truth-telling and dialogue enhances respect, love, faith and hope in our communities and spread from local to global level through good practices. We as religious leaders should not stop emphasizing the role of European way of life and European Union's role as a leading promoter of human rights, dignity and democracy, and also strive to live so ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, we have Bishop Yusuf Sueif, the Archbishop of the Maronites in Cyprus. Let's see if the connection works. Our technicians have indicated me that there's a problem with the microphone. You might need to press speak. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm afraid we will have to, as also I think Rabbi Gigi is not connected. So then thanks to all the participants for their very disciplined interventions. So let's go to the questions now. The first question goes to Alberto D'Argenio. To press speak.